Get ready for the ultimate, most exciting, newest, most thrilling, really, really real wrestling experience that you guys have ever seen. And it's never going to happen because all of these wrestling events are always staged and they're always fake. And they're so fake to the point where these wrestlers literally thought that a referee seizing on stage was all part of the act. And I want to go ahead and talk about it. In case you guys are unfamiliar with OVL, they're apparently a feeding OVW. They're apparently a feeding wrestling league into WWE. And just a few nights ago, they were having a match going on where they ended up throwing the referee into the fight and he ended up getting some brain injuries and some brain trauma. The referee's name is Dallas Edwards. And I guess the wrestlers were claiming that they didn't know if it was part of the act or anything, which I'm a little bit confused by because I guess at what point do we start thinking that faking a seizure is funny and for entertainment? But then also like everybody involved in this from like the wrestlers, the crew, even the broadcasters were just so insensitive about it. And I can't believe that we're at this day and age. I'm your host, Seb, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, but let's dive into this. Now, I don't really want to show the footage out of respect for Dallas, just because in it, you can see him convulsing, and I don't know why the camera stays on him for so long, because he's just there, and I don't want to show it. If you guys want to go see it, you can look up clips about it, but I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what ended up happening. And there's only one person here who I could maybe excuse for some of the behaviors, and it's actually this first guy. We'll call him Guy A, but everybody else can be Idiot 1 and Moron 2. And then, of course, the broadcasters. But basically what happens is Guy A and Idiot 1 are fighting, and Idiot 1 is down, and Guy A is trying to go for like the finishing move, and the ref is holding on to Idiot 1. And Guy A, it goes on top of the ring to like try and do like a body slam or something onto him. And Idiot 1 decides to throw the ref in front of him. So that way the guy ends up jumping on the ref, who obviously is not prepared for this moment. And then Guy A ends up body slamming into ref. When the ref gets hit on the ground, you can see that he's knocked out, and Guy A leans over to him and checks to make sure that he's okay, because I'm guessing Guy A didn't think this was part of the script, and he was like actually trying to be a decent human being. But then, of course, this is why I can't fault Guy A. But then Idiot 1 decides to grab Guy A and throw him over to the side, and then Guy A doesn't check on the referee after that. And so Dallas is just on the ground, and then he hasn't started spasming yet, but pretty soon he starts having a seizure. Idiot 1 keeps fighting Guy A, and then they end up getting a third guy, Moron 2, to go into the rink with them. And then they all start like fighting around the referee. And then eventually Idiot 1 decides to kick the referee out of the way. Like he just like kicks him over. Like, I don't know, maybe he got something on his shoe and he was like trying to like kick it off or whatever. Super insensitive. Like he sees him that he's having a seizure and he decides to just move him out of the way like it was nothing. And then he decides to go for a punch onto Moron 2, and then he ends up hitting him, and then I guess he hits him a little bit too hard because the guy ends up going down, and then that's when they decide to stop so that way they could give attention to Moron 2. And then that's when everybody decides, oh hey, maybe we should check on the ref because he's been having a seizure for the past like minute. And I just can't believe the sequence of events that I watched on the screen. And to top it off, it wasn't even just the people in the rink that were insensitive. If you guys hear the broadcasting crew on it too, they're like laughing about it and making fun of it. And they were saying like, oh, the referee's having a horrible night, it seems like. And it's like, dude, what? Like, of course he is. He wasn't a part of this. He wasn't supposed to be in that act. He wasn't supposed to get hurt. And of course he wasn't supposed to have this brain trauma. Like, are you guys stupid? Like, how are we saying that? And they're, cracking jokes about it. And then eventually once the guy gets punched down, and then they're like, I guess the referee is having a little bit of a medical issue. Like the camera's not going to pan to him. So out of respect, even though they've been making fun of him the whole night, and like the camera's been on him for like 2 minutes, and now we're going to say we're not going to show him out of respect. Like, are we losing our minds, guys? I guess I can't be too surprised by the insincerity behind all of this, just because the CEO of OVW, I mean, he was getting blasted because of the statements that he made after the fact, Or the first thing he said after this was something related to Waffle House and like getting flies on his waffles and being upset about that. But then even so afterwards, like his statement after the fact, he just tried to like excuse all the behaviors by saying, "Oh, the referee is the one who usually is the one like looking out for these injuries, and of course, when the referee goes down, nobody else is going to look for injuries because he's the one who always does it." And I mean, I just can't believe like the density behind this statement. Like, you're telling me that you're gonna see the referee get pulled into the ring and get thrown in for an act, and he's on the floor not getting up, right? Like this guy's the only one who's probably not getting paid to like have an outcome, and you're telling me that nobody's gonna go check up on him because he's the only guy in the ring that shouldn't be on the floor. Like if he's not on his 2 feet, then something is wrong. And the fact that it went on for so long, I can't stand behind it, and I don't understand this statement at all. It's just so dumb. And of course it's always just trying to like paint a better picture for them because that's all they care about is themselves. Because not one single person other than guy one showed an ounce of empathy and care for this guy. Like none of these guys over here are making the big leagues. Like just stop and pay attention to him. Just be a decent human being. Oh my God. But I guess I will say that there is still a little bit of hope at the end of this story because as of recording this a couple days ago, there was a post made by somebody who was close to Dallas, and they showed him in the hospital, and they said that he's in good spirits and he's obviously, feeling a little bit hurt, but he had a picture of him with his eyes awake and like he was giving a thumbs up. So hopefully he can make a full recovery from this. I don't know if they've made any statements about what the long-term effects of this are going to be and if he's going to be all right. But I'm really hoping that everything turns out okay. And I hope that he ends up pressing charges against these people because, again, idiot one was the one who ended up throwing him into the ring. It was just completely stupid and just super dangerous. Like I don't understand the thought process behind it. Like, why would you ever do that? There is some hope, and I hope that he gets a full recovery and a speedy one too. But please, guys, if you see someone get injured or hurt, I promise whatever you're doing is not worth more than somebody's life. And we just got to keep looking out for one another. I hope you all are sending your best wishes to Dallas. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.